Hey guys, today I'm here with Amber Skyy,
Hi.
and we're going to be doing an interview with a drag queen. I just have a couple questions for you. I'm glad
Absolutely.
I was able to catch you out here today. So I love this look. What inspires you for all your looks?
I kind of go with whatever the occasion is, and kind of obviously this is a prom, so I thought a little cocktail dress to start off the night before people get here, and then I'll put on the outfit that I chose for it.
Okay.
So inspiring my outfits is definitely whatever the theme or show I'm going to is.
And I absolutely love all your looks. I've been to many shows.
Thank
Like, how long would you say it takes to get into each look?
So to start off, it takes about 3 to 4 hours to get ready.
That's amazing.
Makeup, hair, accessories,
Mm-hmm.
outfits. And then if it's a show and I'm hosting,
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple dressers that can get me in and out of outfits in like 2 to 3 minutes. Like
That's impressive.
We do it
takes
fast.
me like
We have
20
to
minutes.
work fast. We have to work fast. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We have to work fast. Sometimes if somebody's doing a 5 or 6 minute mix, then I consider that a luxury, a vacation.
Yeah?
So we get extra time.
Okay. What's your favorite outfit you've done so far that's been like inspired?
My
by
Wonder
you?
Woman costume is
Oh, I didn't think I
when
could
I
see that.
started this 23 years ago.
Yeah.
That was my signature, was Wonder Woman.
Okay.
So I just gravitate to that, and I actually just had bought a new costume. I had it made, and I think I wore it the last show here in Watertown.
Okay, nice.
So yep. So I
Wonder
brought her
Woman's
back after all
awesome,
these
so
years.
I definitely enjoy that look. So how'd you get into drag?
So I started doing drag. It's a crazy story. Before I started doing drag, I competed as a man
Okay.
in different gay pageants in New York State and won all of them.
That's awesome.
So I really had no other place to do any competition. And during all of that, I was fortunate to work with many drag queens. One of them, the main one, Nikki Fenmore, my drag mother.
Okay.
She passed away a few years ago. God love her. But one day she said to me, she's like, Michael, she's like, I want you to do the Miss Up and Coming Syracuse pageant for New Queens. And I said, I'm not going to pull this off. She's like, oh, you're going to pull it off. You can do it.
Yeah.
Because I had choreographed and backup dance for them for years. So I tried it, and my first time on stage was the pageant, Miss Up and Coming Syracuse, and my team and I won every category. So it just snowballed. So from there, I was like, okay, we got this. Let's do this.
That's great. So you mentioned
inspired by Nikki Fenmore.
You said drag mother. Tell me about that. What
Drag
is that?
mother,
Is that like
so
someone that helps you get into the world?
Yeah,
or?
so usually what it is a drag mom is kind of like someone that, educates you and helps you prepare for performing, makeup, hair, costuming, things like that. And most of the time it's someone that has had experience and has, achieved a lot in this, form of entertainment. So
Okay.
she had done a lot of that, and she was very well known and just an amazing performer. And when she took me under her wing, I was like, this is a blessing, and I couldn't have asked
That's
for a better
amazing.
teacher.
And was your family as receptive to you getting into drag?
Absolutely. So when I first started drag, obviously, like I said, my family had seen me perform as Michael as a man,
Okay.
and also as a backup dancer as Michael. And when I made the transition to becoming a drag queen, at first, a couple of them were a little hesitant about it, but then half of them came down for my first pageant, and
Oh, that's amazing.
and then I'm originally from Messina,
Okay.
and
that's a little
so after I won a couple pageants, I took it to a next level and brought these shows to Messina, my hometown, which had never had drag. And then my whole family started supporting it then, and
That's awesome.
and that just escalated into an amazing thing. And 20 years later, we're still doing shows there. So
Yeah. And Do you feel more comfortable in like your drag outfits or more in your day to day?
So Amber is very outgoing, as you know, and very mouthy and
Yes.
fun and
Yes.
crazy.
Your jokes are great.
Thank you. Michael is very more subdued, shy,
Hmm.
very. I like to have fun too, but I'm not as outgoing.
Yeah.
So I have to say, which do I like the best? It's definitely 50-50 because
Okay.
obviously I love who I am as Michael,
Yeah.
but I love who I can play for 8 to 10 hours a day for a show as
Yeah.
Amber and then put her back in the closet until the next time, you know?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't live
great.
my life as this, I live my life as Michael.
Hmm.
But once the shows are over and I'm done, Amber is done till the next time.
Yeah, I feel like as someone in social media and other,
Absolutely.
internet personality stuff,
Yeah,
you have that internet personality where you're out there and you're social versus
absolutely.
you're more reserved. And I always like to tell people, I'm not this person and I'm not just this person.
Absolutely.
It's a full, you know, whole personality.
Absolutely. It's a transition, not just makeup and looks and hair and
Exactly.
costuming, but like personality, you know, like it's
Yeah.
totally it's somebody I would love to be as a boy sometime.
Yeah. On that note, what's like something about Amber's personality that you would like to bring more into, Michael?
Um, Definitely Amber, as you know, Amber's personality is very outgoing and
Yes.
very
Vibrant.
here I am, I'm the show, you
Yes.
know, that type of thing, you know, because as a show hostess, you have to be that way. And sometimes I wish maybe I was a little more assertive like she was as Michael. You know what
Yes.
I mean? But it's just not who I am as Michael, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But that would be the one thing that I
Mhm.
would like to be if I wanted to be and could be would be more assertive, more outgoing, and
Yeah.
not so.
Passive.
Yeah, that's the good word.
Yeah, I feel like with the years, as we like evolve and become more accepting as people, with the whole LGBTQ community, drag, everything. What's something you would still like people to know about the drag community?
The drag community, and I will use this as an example. This is my 9th year here in Watertown,
Hmm.
and doing monthly shows and many benefits we have done. And the drag community is a community that is very loving and acceptive.
Yeah.
But for me, I personally don't like to take communities and say gay, straight, drag communities. To me,
Okay.
it's all one.
Yeah.
But the drag part of the community, as
Yeah.
I say,
Yeah, that makes
would
sense.
yeah, as I say, is where I always get people here that come from all over that are very family oriented.
Hmm.
We don't have any trouble in the back rooms. We don't have trouble like before the shows or after. And I'm very selective of that wherever I go with my shows. But it's because I want our drag shows and our drag commitments in the community to be accepted and to be well loved. And I think with doing that, like I said, 9 years here just in Watertown,
Yeah.
that's amazing. The community supports us. We give back a lot to the community.
Yeah.
We do a lot of fundraising. We give a lot of our time, and and the community gives back to us. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
With, as you were saying, like all the events and giving back and all the shows you guys do, like we're doing tonight. What would you say is your favorite aspect of all of that?
I think my favorite aspect is when it all comes together and everyone is in the room wherever you are and whatever event it is, and you look around and you see everybody having such a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as you look around today and last night, Seth and I, one of my backup dancers in my dresser, him and I like put this whole thing together. It's
Mm-hmm.
not just about showing up and throwing tables together and
Yeah.
decorating. There's music to be considered.
Yeah.
Is the community going to be comfortable the way we laid the tables out?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that type of thing. So there's a lot of backstage things that
Do
go
you
on
handle
for
all
like.
of that?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Yes, I
Okay.
do. So
That's a lot
I do,
more
but I
than
do
me.
have, like I said, I have 8 backup dancers that
Mhm.
work with me sometimes, some shows, some nods, and they always put their effort into like helping me behind the scenes before, the day of, weeks before. I have members of the community that devote their time,
Yeah.
that do very special things like work my door, do the music, like help me advertise. The community just comes together every event after event, you know, and
That's
I'm
incredible.
blessed. I'm very blessed.
For someone that's just getting into drag, what's some advice you would give them? Like if they're, thinking about getting into it, haven't quite committed
Absolutely.
yet.
My advice would be, find your persona. You might not find who you want to be on stage right away, but first of all, you have to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if you are not nervous every time you go on stage, you're not doing it right. Because after 23 years, I get nervous every time I step on that stage.
Really?
But you know what? It's find your persona. You might think you know what you want to do on stage, but it's good to have a variety of entertainment within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But stay true to who you want to be. Try not to become another female impersonator or drag queen, and you're gonna have fun. If it's in your heart, you'll have fun.
Yeah. How'd you come up with your personality? Was it over the years, just picking a few things?
Well, I think my personality as Amber became who I wish I could be, as I said earlier, as
Okay.
Michael.
Yeah.
And so when I started hosting shows, I
Mm-hmm.
just, like, all of a sudden, like, I didn't know I had it in me to be a comedian as Michael.
Yeah.
But you throw hair and makeup on, and all of a sudden, boom, Amber is this comedian that, like, is just it. And it took me probably about a year and a half, 2 years to figure out and get an aesthetic of who I was on
Okay.
stage, as far as hosting, as far as my personality.
Yeah.
But I did, and like I said earlier, it's so fun because it's so
Mm-hmm.
different than who I really am.
Yeah.
And
So tell me a little bit about Michael. What's your life like outside of drag?
so I used to open restaurants for many years with different corporations. I stopped doing that, and now I work for Department of Social Services.
Oh, okay.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Which I've been there a little over a year now, and I absolutely love it. Besides my job, I have 2 beautiful huskies,
Yes.
Serena
I've
and
seen.
Venus, that are named after my favorite tennis players, and
Yes.
they are my world. And besides that, I like to ride motorcycle. I love sports. I played hockey when I was growing up for about 17 years.
Well, that's awesome. I'm from Hawaii, so
Okay.
I've lived in New York for a few years, but I'm still learning all like the, snow sports,
Oh,
and
yeah.
hockey is very popular up here.
Hockey
So
is very popular. Yeah, I thank God that I played hockey for 17 years, because that's what gives me these beautiful legs and butt.
yes, you look great on stage. I'm always like, what's her workout routine?
I eat.
Yes. So when it comes to like your stage sets and everything, how much time is going into choreographing everything?
Okay, so choreography, like by myself, different numbers by myself, doesn't take as much time as it does if I use like 2 or 3 dancers, or my 8 dancers, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
6 of my 8 backup dancers are all trained professional dancers.
Mm-hmm.
So we can put a number together in 2 days,
That's impressive.
because they're just so amazing, and they've worked together for the last 2 years with me. So we just absorb each other. Like,
Yeah.
if I have a mental block, I will tell them, this is my direction, this is what I'm thinking with this song. But I always encourage them, throw in something, because it's
Yeah.
like being a writer. Sometimes with choreography, you hit a wall,
Yeah.
and that's where these guys come in, because
You get your
everybody
different
always
outlooks
has
and everything.
something. So, and we'll try different things. It might be 4 of them yelling something different at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
but we work as a team. We're a family, and they just carry me, because like with drag, I do a lot of production numbers with dancers, and you do not see that a lot anymore.
Yeah.
People do not take the time to do that as much anymore, and I am that queen that I will devote my time.
I know. I think you're amazing because, like,
Thank
when I
you.
first, like, you know, growing up in Hawaii, we don't really have a lot of like drag shows and stuff like that.
Right.
So I was like on movies and stuff like that, and for the most part, you just see like a lot of drag queens singing and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Mm-hmm.
But like when I came to my first show here, it was actually at the Ramada.
Okay.
I want to say it was in 21. You were singing and dancing, and you had like all these different sets, outfits, different things going on. And I was like, and you're funny, and like you have your comedy
Thank you.
part, like you were saying. And I just didn't like understand at the time, all the different things that could go into drag. And like you were saying, all the different things you do in the community, which I think
Yeah.
is really great.
Thank you. Yeah, you have to have the passion, and like I said, my backup dancers and the people behind the scenes, they're my family,
Yeah.
and I couldn't do a lot of what I do without them. So I'm blessed.
Now
Absolutely.
tell me, have you always been a dancer, or are you like myself? I'm not very coordinated.
I started dancing, yes, when I was like 4. As Michael, obviously, when I was 4 years old, I started
Okay.
doing theater back in Messina.
Oh, okay. So you
And
always kind of had a gift for
I
it.
always had a gift for it, and I always had a gift for singing. And you'll laugh, but until I was a senior in high school, I was a first soprano.
Okay.
and then like 3 months later, I dropped down to a baritone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been gifted since I was little. Like I was blessed.
Multi-talented.
Yeah.
Well, that's all the questions I have for you. I appreciate you doing my
You're
interview.
welcome, and I appreciate you asking me to do this. It means a lot.
Yes. Oh.
Okay.
And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for joining me and Amber. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe.
Bye-bye.